Jesus. Okay, let me get through some things real quick, and then I got a video to watch. What is this?
And I mentioned it to the president, and I said, Congressman Dunn is a real champion and a patriot because he's still coming to work. And if others got this diagnosis, they would be apt to go home and retire. And
what was the diagnosis?
It was, I think it was a terminal diagnosis.
He would be dead by June.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay, that's. It was grim. That's what I was going to say. I don't think
with a heart problem, by the way. This was a heart problem.
Right. So, the long story short, the president called him, and I mentioned.
Well, that wasn't public. I mean, Johnson said terminal diagnosis. Isn't that kind of...
Very ill. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. I don't know. I won't mention his name. Should I? Do other people know his name?
Wait, what? Hold on.
We had one man who was very ill. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. I don't know. I won't mention his name. Should I? Do other people know his name? Do you want to mention it? He'll be proud. Go ahead. Tell him the story.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. President.
Hold on.
Congressman Neil Dunn of Florida had some real health challenges, and it was very serious. And
wait, did nobody know that Neil had these challenges?
Had a pretty grim diagnosis, and I mentioned it to the president, and I said, Congressman Dunn is a real champion and a patriot because he's still coming to work, and if others got this diagnosis, they would be apt to go home and retire.
What was the diagnosis?
It was, I think it was a terminal diagnosis.
He would be dead by June.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay, that's, it was grim, that's what I was going to say. I don't think...
With a heart problem, by the way, this was a heart problem.
So, the long story short, the president called him to encourage him and thank him, and they had a conversation, and the president mentioned in the course of the conversation, you know how to get my doctors involved, and they did, and within a number of hours, they took him to Walter Reed, emergency surgery. The man has a new lease on life. He acts like he's 30 years younger, and he walked into the conference meeting, and we thought we'd seen a ghost, and I spoke with him over the weekend, and he's encouraged and thankful, and he thanks the president for his leadership and intervention, and thank you.
Oh, I hate this for so many different reasons. Okay, forget that he leaked or whatever bullshit, but like, unless you're coming from like an impoverished third world country or something, there might be things that you can do to help people that otherwise wouldn't be. But like, it's not the case that like, oh, a normal person has terminal cancer. If only they were super rich or had the president's doctors, they could magically fix this thing. The healthcare available to the president is probably going to be good in that it's going to be like state of the art and the latest shit available. But it's also, there's going to be like a lot of precautionary stuff done that might not be done for normal people. So for instance, he can get to hospitals quicker. They carry around like blood bags like nearby for transfusions. They've got like doctors and medics and everything on standby more than for an ordinary person. And obviously cost is not going to be a limiting factor, but they don't have like magical like med beds. Like, oh God, I have cancer. And the president's like, let me use my special doctors to cure your cancer. That's just not a real thing. So I don't know what heart condition he had or what the fuck was going on here, but okay.
He actually called Mike. Mike called me and he said, sir, we're up by 3, but we're going to lose 1 by June. I said, who? Neil Dunn. He's a congressman, great congressman. Incredible. He called to say that he was terminal, really bad heart. There's nothing they can do. I said, that's bad. Number 1, it was bad because I liked him. Number 2,
maybe like another thing could be maybe bumping him on like a donor list or something. Maybe. I don't know if the president's allowed to do it, how that works. Maybe.
It was bad because I needed his vote. But he really said, Mike, I'm going to last this out for the president and you. And however long I live, I mean, it looks like June is the time, but however long I live, I'm going to be voting for you. I mean, how many people are going to say that? Most of them are going to say, Mike, I'm retiring immediately. That's the end.
He's an extraordinary
But he didn't do that. It was really impressive. And then I realized I have doctors in the White House. White House doctors are incredible. And they've helped me with other people. They're helping me with people right now, people that are very sick or like they're miracle workers. And I said, I have to call them. And I called the 2 doctors. They're both great. And they immediately went over to see the congressman. And he was on the operating table like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And it was a long operation. They gave him more stents and more everything that you can have. I think he's got everything that you could possibly have. And they called up. They said, sir, I think he'll be fine. I said, you got to be kidding. He said, I think he'll be fine. And Mike was telling me the story that the other day he came into a meeting for the first time in a long while. Go ahead.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, he has a new lease on life. He has more energy than a man half his age, and very encouraged and encouraged all of us. So, again, a testament to great leadership. And he's, my hat's off to Neil Dunn and his beautiful wife and family. He's an extraordinary individual.
And just, because I don't want to have a terrible story about this, I did it for him first and for the vote second. But it was a close second, actually. But I did it for the vote second.
Like, what? The guy couldn't afford surgery or had no insurance or was totally like, I don't believe any of this. I just don't believe any of this story. I don't know. Because it sounds like it's not even a donation related thing. I'm ready to trigger MAGA. Are you? Based. Why is nobody focusing on how bad the optics are? The bragging while Americans are going bankrupt for medical debt. Yeah, I don't know. Everything about this is fucking retarded. Trump said that he ended up leaving troops in Syria specifically to take the oil. Among those troops was Joe Kent's wife, who was killed in 2019. Ooh. Now he claims his wife was left in Syria because of Israel, not because of Trump's clearly articulated plunder doctrine.
So they...
Is that true? Damn. Holy shit. Brianna Joy Gray with a true take. What's funny is that I didn't even say the movie outside of the first 30 minutes was bad, just that it was anti-revolutionary and libbish, and the libs melted down. They could have disagreed that, yeah, it's libbish, and that's a good thing to them. The OBAA people are really going to the mat for this film, rather than just admitting what's perfectly obvious to everyone. This film is tailor-made for white liberals. True.
Can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror, and you can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and power. Look what happened in the last 2 weeks. They weren't supposed to go after all these other countries in the Middle East. Those missiles were set to go after them. So they hit Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. Nobody expected that. We were shocked. And the other one, you know, they fought back. They could have yielded. But think of it, if we weren't around, they had tremendous power. They had thousands of missiles, most of which we've terminated. You can't let Iran, who's truly a nation of great terror and
Susie Wiles is an incredible chief of staff, a great person, one of the strongest people I know, but unfortunately she's been diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer and decided to take on this challenge immediately. Damn.
I'm back.
Rip.
What happened?
Chief of staff has breast cancer. I see Anicia is tweeting at Gesticle. Nice.
You know, this is all my fault.
Why?
I should have never fucking left.
This could be us. Look how happy you look. Oh, because Jessica and them have to defend Ian and Anissa because they're on the other side of the Ethan Klein and they think
Ethan
I'm like
shit.
an Ethan defender or whatever. Based.
How could you be an Ethan defender?
I don't know. I just don't. We don't.
You did the whole pedo troll thing.
True. Former COD trick shotter known as Era Dixie joined ISIS and died fighting for them. October 17, 2020.
All right, so I'm just going to make this video really quick
what?
because I don't think anyone in this community hardly knows about this. There was a former trick shotter in Era named Era Dixie who joined ISIS and later died fighting for ISIS. I know this sounds crazy, but let me explain. So on Era, there's a video called Introducing Era Dixie, and if you go to the description, they link Era Dixie, which is the person we're talking about. As you can see, he made a new channel, so you go to that channel right there, and if you go to the bio, he links a Twitter. This Twitter is D for Dixie. If you look up D for Dixie, along with Phase 5, you'll see people liked his Phase 5 response. So if we go to that, you'll be able to see that this is Era Dixie. That's his face right there. You go to the comment section.
Is this going to be like a bloody death thing? Or?
Love you so much, Mohammed. So we know his name, we know his face. If you go to his Twitter, you can see he's from Hamilton and he disappeared in around 2014. So if you go to this news article, you can see Mohammed, Hamilton youth, killed as an ISIS fighter. So that's his name, that's where he's from, and that's what he looks like. This is former Era Dixie. He joined ISIS. His name, that's where he's from, and that's what he looks like. This is former Era Dixie. He joined ISIS and died fighting for ISIS.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, did you see the fucking guy who was doing like he was on TikTok and he was like, here are the coordinates at like fucking Iran. It's for Patriot missiles, blah blah blah. You would want to strike here. Did you see that at all?
Nope.
Shit. Does anybody have a link to that?
Completely dishonest post without mentioning how many Christians have raped Hermione. What? Muslim men have raped at least 500,000 predominantly white girls in the UK alone in the last... Oh. Jesus. 500,000? Where does this number come from? That must be what Constantine was alluding to. What is this?
some of the artists, a lot of, they took a pounding from Rick. It's almost like this guy right over here, Anthony. You know, he knows what it is to pound people, right, Ike? Anthony knows.
Okay.
That was, yeah.
Disgusting
memer.
act by them to do this. The more I think about it, really just while discussing a small percentage of their base will see this and think I'm evil and eventually want to kill me because of propaganda created from the governor of California's office. This is a perfect example of state-run propaganda, ladies and gentlemen. Here you have an official press office for the governor of the largest state in our union pushing a defamation campaign against an independent journalist. Oh my God. Sue him personally and the state of California for defamation. Oh my God.
We're protecting them. We don't need them. We didn't need them before we started dig we must. Dig me must. That's the Trump policy of lots of oil. And we didn't.
Yes. And let's get to the bottom
It's
of
like
that.
anorexia.
What's causing all that? How come 1 in every 12 kids who's a boy in California has autism now? Because that's what's going on. That's what's going on in California, which has one of the strictest fucking vaccine policies. 1
Oh my God.
in 12. Did I say vaccines cause autism? Maybe I...
Well, RFK's getting to that,
Yeah.
And now
that's-
Florida doesn't
Wait, how old is this video? March 14th, 2026. Is this a recent episode?
demand vaccines.
Yeah, that's
for
This
kids.
is older.
Yeah.
I knew you'd jump on that train.
Of course it's dangerous, Brian. What are you talking about? All
Tetanus,
vaccines.
tetanus,
tetanus,
no,
should we just go down the road we're on?
It's recent. It's old. Last episode. It's old. It's old.
B44 Trusted Flare said it's old.
Okay. Yeah, because I think we watched this exact video.
Need to bail on the tetanus thing because
What do you
Suzanne
mean?
Humphreys.
Educate his ass.
Suzanne Humphreys explained
She's
tetanus.
not a vaccinologist. I know that woman. What are you talking about? So you're saying we
She's a
shouldn't have
medical
vaccines?
doctor that absolutely understands tetanus. She said tetanus. All you have to do is keep the wound open and clean it.
Oh, that's
you
such
don't.
bullshit.
It's not
Oh my
bullshit.
God,
It's not
what
bullshit.
bullshit.
Do you know how many people die of tetanus
Holy
every year?
fucking
Very few.
shit.
What about
Okay,
Scott?
so let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have...
do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you. And it's so much easier to
Are
mock
we,
you.
so are we not... So you don't believe in vaccines? You don't think we should have vaccines?
It's not that I don't believe in vaccines.
Kids
It's
shouldn't
I
have
don't think you
74.
should give a kid a Hep B vaccine when they're a baby.
Different subject.
I don't know. MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids have gotten from them. There's a lot of them when they're a baby.
Different subject.
I don't know. MMA vaccine.
Is it MMA? Or did he mean mRNA? Or did he mean MMR? I think he misspoke. Got him. Renewing my U.S. passport. The old design on the right is full of color and civic pride. The new one left is just transparently a sad little Zog pass. Zog pass? Damn. Wait, are these the new U.S. passports? These do look sad. This is my passport.
Would I have the new US one?
On the left?
Yeah.
Damn. Fumbling this question is insane. Everything having to do with Irish anything is cringe. First of all, Irish Americans are cringe.
True.
And then secondly, this, I don't know if Irish unification, I feel like if I were to research this for 2 seconds, it's a dog whistle for some extremist, radical bullshit socialist group. Because Irish people were obsessed with that Palestine thing more than any other European group of people I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God.
And then on Ireland, you've talked about the importance of self-determination and international law. Do you support a united Ireland?
I got to be honest, I haven't thought enough on that question. I have to say, though, that I am incredibly appreciative of the privilege to lead a city where Irish Americans have played such a critical role in the city. We know that when it comes to the building of the city, the skyscrapers that pierce the clouds, solidarity by Irish hands. And
God, leftists are so fucking cringe.
Well, Mayor, should it be a united Ireland? Yes or no?
Uh-oh. If he's going to get a national profile on the strength of a younger woman's campaign, I'm going to come out and say it. During his short-lived tenure as a math professor, Biss had an inappropriate romantic relationship with one of his undergrad students. I was that student. Uh-oh. What happened? Let me paint a picture of what it was like to be a woman math major at the University of Chicago circa 2004. First, there were no tenured women faculty in the department. I don't want to say with certainty that there were no tenure-track women faculty either, but if there were, you can count them on one hand, and I didn't know their names. In early 2005, Larry Summers would famously attribute this absent not just to Chicago. I don't know why people are saying 21 years old or 26, 21. The thing would be if he's a professor. That's kind of
about the power
not good.
imbalance.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are so fixated on the age, but Third, whether it was well-intentioned or not, the undergraduate chair employed is sought out to hire the top women math students at various departmental secretary roles. As his personal secretary, for example, on managing administrative backend of various K-12 outreach program. It was after the class ended. If it's after the class ended, this is retarded. Paid well and had flexible hours, so I took the job a few months in. One of the other women students revealed to me that if you close the door between the chair's office and the external area where the secretary sat, you see a picture of a girl in her bikini. The chair had hung there. A few more months in, I started to realize the hidden cost of being visible as a secretary in a department where only men were professors. Rather than direct my enthusiasm for math to the subject, my topology professor directed it at himself in her fantastic essay for the New York Times. I got longer and longer. Topic sending well beyond mathematics. Office hours lasted later and later. Flattered and insecure, I convinced myself it didn't mean anything. I was a student after all, until the quarter ended, and he emailed to ask if I wanted to meet up socially. Oh, it was after the course ended? Okay, I don't care. Not great, I don't care though. Okay, this is retarded. Okay, one more quick Hassan slap. What is this? I didn't realize he was actually this stupid. TBH.
You want to know the worst possible outcome for 2028? Tucker Carlson runs on an anti-Israel platform, and the Democrats put forward a pro-liberal Zionist, pro-defending America's military might candidate. Tucker Carlson wins by Ronald Reagan numbers. The Democratic Party is done.
By Ronald Reagan numbers. People care about it that much, bro.
The next wave of fascism is here. That's what I'm afraid of. Tucker Carlson versus Gavin Newsom is unlimited Tucker Carlson victory. Tucker Carlson's like, you're Israel first. You're an attack dog. You're a lapdog for Israel. I can't even tell what your positions are. One day you say Israel's an apartheid. You get a boss call from all of the Israel lobbyists. And next day you come out and you say, actually, Israel's not an apartheid. Americans need someone who actually can stand on moral principles. And as a Christian, I think that is unconscionable. What's going on? You see, Tucker, you are being quite anti-Semitic. No, I love Jews. I love Jews. I can't stand what Israel has done to my Jewish friends. What's going on? Ronald Reagan victory condition. This is why I've been trying to urge Democrats to take a stronger stance against Israel. You cannot have a guy like Tucker Carlson lead the conversation on Israel. The Democrats, as a national party, have to universally oppose Israel. If you don't do that, a guy like Tucker Carlson, who has been leading the conversation for normies on the issue of Israel, will come out and destroy you.
This guy got brain broken by the Jews.
Everybody does. Okay. Have you ever heard of a thing called Nickland?
It sounds racist, but no, I haven't heard of it.
Why?
What is it?
Hold on. We're about to watch a video on it. One sec. What is this? Oh, from The Substance. Oh, one of my favorite anti-fans.
Love Soy in this convo was good, but the Saltman convo was an elite version of this. I know that blows up your Twitch for what it's worth. Oh, Dan Saltman conversation? Why the fuck would I want to hear what he has to say about politics? Literal 2 IQ. Literal 2 IQ, Andy. No, Saltman's a coward. Fuck, he's not gonna talk to me.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not dodging. He's dodging.
Uh-oh.
I called him out how many times? He dodges me.
Ooh.
He's also obsessed with me. I can tell. He talks to me nonstop.
Uh-oh.
Absolute Pisco snarker. Obsessed with me. Obsessed with me. Lies, by the way. He tells his story. A complete lie. Now, I don't get into it because, you know, it's a private conversations, but just know, whenever he's talking about me and interactions we have, lying. Has no compunction about lying. Complete total liar. Complete total fraud. Constantly talking about me. Constantly, and trying to, I don't know, do this kind of hate mob, this snarking. He is a Pisco snarker, 100%. Obsessed with me. Obsessed. Well, I don't like him because he lies about me and just constantly lies about me. That's why I don't like him. He lies about me and attacks me and is like a very unhinged and obsessive person who constantly lies about me. That's why I don't like him. It's like very, the thing is, it's like so obvious. Like, if you just constantly snark someone, attack them, and lie about them, it's probably the case that you're not going to be ingratiated and like the other person's not going to like that.
What are the lies that Dan tells about Pisco?
I think what he's referring to is one time that he told like a story about you were maybe going to do a podcast with him in New York or something. And
I don't go out of my way
Dan
to
talks about that. I don't know. That's the only time I've ever
100%.
heard Dan really talk about Pisco, just besides calling him like a retard, and he talks, you know, like an idiot, etc.
Okay. He got upset that Dan called him a commie and a Hassan dick suck. Okay.
In late 20...
Okay. Is Nickland the AI demon Kabbalah? Apparently there's another Dark Enlightenment style thing. We'll watch this for a second.
In late 2025, Tucker Carlson pulled out this image on his nominal podcast. Many people were confused. What was it? Who made it? And what secrets doth it hold? Conrad Flynn tried to explain, only further confusing Carlson. But this was the work of...
Wait, do you know if JD Vance is like in with all of like the weirdo finance bro crypto people or whatever?
I don't get that impression. I've never seen him do any of the finance bro shit.
I thought he was, or like Peter Thiel. I thought he was like, for some reason, I thought he was like part of that faction or the Curtis Yarvin thing. He's in with Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel recommended him. Oh, that might be where it came from. Okay. I just don't know 100% how, I guess, but I don't know. I don't follow a lot of this stuff. Like I watched like, we watched like Joanna's video a long time ago related to all this, but I just don't follow it all, yeah.
Only further confusing Carlson. But this was the work of several members of the Cybernetic Cultural Research Unit, also known as the CCRU, the leaders of which was one such Nick Land. Despite the podcast playing him out to be a leading expert in the occult, AI doomsday enthusiasts might be dismayed to know that Nick Land actually has no background in AI, or technology, or demonology. Born in 1962 in presumably England, not much is known about Nick Land's childhood. He's left it purposely pretty opaque. The first we see him emerge is at 25 years old through his PhD thesis from the University of Essex, published in 1987 on Heidegger's Thoughts on the Young Poet Jörg Trakl. This got Land his PhD in philosophy, a true man of the liberal arts. Yes, that is completely right. Not a STEM kid selling his body. After that, Land seems to land a job as a PhD supervisor at the University of Warwick. The sources tend to cite him as high, under the influence of several substances at his job, casually coughing as he'd let students into his smoke-filled office. He began teaching in the philosophy department and started mingling in the ideas of cybernetics and experimental theory, with a huge influence from Immanuel Kant for his grounding in critical philosophy, and Georges Bataille for his economic theory. Land's biggest influence by far seems to be that of Gilles Deleuze and Félix Guattari for their
I can't believe in 2026 we're getting Nick Land discourse. I don't know much about any of this background stuff, but the I will say, going along with what I was talking about yesterday, it is kind of weird how many like actual schizo crazy people are part of the conservative movement now. Like your Eric Weinsteins and your Terrence Howards and your there's one other big one I keep forgetting, but people who legitimately have like their physics theories of everything in the universe, but they're like, these are like crazy people. I don't know.
Grounding in critical philosophy, and Georges Bataille for his economic theory.
Oh, the Asian guy,
Land's
the professor
biggest
guy,
influence
yeah.
by far seems to be that of Gilles Deleuze and Félix Guattari for their major work Anti-Oedipus, whose dense, hyperbolic writing style and references to machinistic processes would stay ingrained in his works to this day. Land would often find thinkers like Nietzsche darkly comic. To give you a good understanding of his personality, quotes from him would go, "Think of life as an open wound, which you poke at with a stick to amuse yourself." The Cybernetic Cultural Research Unit would emerge from the University of Warwick in October 1995, co-founded by Dr. Sadie Plant, another Warwick professor. They'd soon be kicked out of campus grounds in 1999, though, due to a multitude of reasons, notably a lack of academic rigor, amphetamine abuse, and crazy raves with jungle music. A philosophy conference Len attended included a session in which he was lying on the ground, croaking into a mic, while jungle records played in the background.
Based.
The now anti-academia CCRU would then relocate to Leamington Spa, birthplace of Aleister Crowley, mind you, to a space above the Body Shop.
I saw some CCRU shit on TikTok, and I thought it was some fake schizo Agartha shit. Maybe he's like the Aegon Chalakian dude. They're not fake. They're out there. They're just very weird. Flint Dibble did a debunk on the predictive history guy. I mean, everything the predictive history guy says is like crazy out there. It wouldn't surprise me, yeah. I can't believe that it was Graham Hancock that Flint debated on Joe Rogan, right? Oh, Graham Hancock would be another one who thinks that there's like the lost civilizations that are just out of reach that we just haven't quite discovered yet. And the fact that Joe Rogan like prefers Hancock over Dibble, like really? Dibble? Flint Dibble, right?
Locate to Leamington Spa, birthplace of Aleister Crowley, mind you, to a space above the Body Shop. One can only imagine the employees hearing weird EDM bass going on while trying to explain lotions to a customer. Despite this odd location, a wild lineup of names would join the CCRU, including Mark Fisher, who later developed K-Punk blog and wrote the acclaimed book Capitalist Realism, Ko Jae-shin, author of More Brilliant Than the Sun and a key figure in Afrofuturist theory, and Luciano Parisi, professor of literature at Duke University and author of Contagious Architecture, Competitions, Aesthetics, and Space. Most of them would find their association had aged like milk. Why, hello there, intrepid viewer. What brings you to this channel? Anyway, time for today's ad sponsor, yeah? Have you ever wanted to learn about the Gnostic, the occult, the esoteric?
Yeah, oh my God. Is this one of the, what were the things that Dan was talking about? Fuck. Do you remember the key things for encrypting?
The keys?
A YuBi key? Is that a
Oh
YuBi
yeah,
key?
the YuBi key.
Is that a fucking YuBi key?
Eric, have you ever wanted to learn about Cthulhu and the old ones? Well, that's
Also, what the fuck is this microphone?
where this video's sponsor comes in. Yay! This video's sponsor is MVU, also known as Miskatonic Virtual University. Be it Abrahamic, Hermetic, or Memetic, MVU teaches courses for all levels of study. You want to learn about the AI singularity? You want to learn about Axis from the CCRU CCRU writings. You want to learn about Yagzagov's lineage? You want to learn about Axis from the CCRU writings? That's all in MVU's courses online for you! For you! Isn't that great? But wait, I hear you say, isn't this sacrilegious? Isn't this occult? And to that I say, yes, but also, there are other courses too. Learn about all your favorite Abrahamic religions through your favorite format. Watching a podcast with pundits who have never actually read the text at 2x speed. And what's even better is MVU's offering a total of 42% off the first 50 million subscribers to their service. Yeah! That's actually really good. I got this sponsorship. Listen, I worked very hard for this. So be sure to scan the QR code here on screen so you can get your first year subscription with MVU.
That was a real sponsorship, right?
And
I think so.
huge thank you
I
to
think so.
MVU for helping sponsor this video and support me and my channel. Back to the video. Huge fans of H.P. Lovecraft, notable writer and terrible cat namer, the CCRU would publish the CCRU writings in 1997 to 2003. Reading this might make you question if you're accidentally reading nonfiction at first, since it starts as articles from real people and references real events in history. But about halfway through, you'll realize that
This looks like, I feel like I've gotten emails from people like this. First level of command, encrypts machine code BIOS. Oh, second level of command, encrypts assembly procedure, DOS. Third level of command, encrypts operating system Windows. Fourth level of command, okay.
from real people and references real events in history.
My daily email to Destiny. True.
But about halfway through, you'll realize that Miskatonic Virtual University, MVU...
It's a group of people taking schizophrenia as an actual mode of analysis. Okay.
But about halfway through, you'll realize that Miskatonic Virtual University, MVU, that certain authors reference, is a wink to a fictional university from the H.P. Lovecraft universe, and not a real university. At least, not yet. I won't cover the CCRU writings in depth since a friend of the channel, Lisa from Hijinks, can describe much better in her video. Link to that here. Either way, the CCRU would refer to this style of writing as hyperfiction, basically when a fictional text takes itself as reality. Not to be confused with hyperstition, which is an engineering of manifestation or practical fiction that is ultimately unworthy of belief. To the CCRU, nothing is true because everything is under production. This reflects the famous nihilist and anti-humanist stance the CCRU is known for, which is to say that nothing has value, including human life. Nick Lynn would refer to humans as
worthy of study, but only as much as the experience of sea slugs.
You may even be curious what the...
Don't Google H.P. Lovecraft's cat name. Don't Google whatever you do. Do not Google how long it took to get the Suez Canal unstuck. That's crazy.
But only as much as the experience of sea...
What?
Sea slugs.
6-7?
You may even be curious about the cryptic symbols and systems like the numogram, or the demon logos that you see plastered everywhere on the archival CCRU website. See, Nick Lynn would also like to know how to use the numogram, because even to this day, he's gone on record saying that he doesn't know how to use it, since it was made for sci-fi writings. So, the reason it seems so confusing is probably because it was made to be just that. Confusing. It does make for a pretty sick logo, though. Dr. City Plant...
Wait. Where's the archive of this website? Nick Land is the modern incarnation of Lovecraft. ccru.net/ Philosophy has an
you gotta go.
Fuck you. Philosophy has an affinity with despotism due to its predilection for Platonic, fascist, top-down solutions that always screw up viciously. Schizoanalysis works differently. It avoids ideas and sticks to diagrams. Networking software for accessing bodies without organs, BWOs, machinic singularities, or tractor fields emerge through the combination of parts with, rather than into their whole, arranging composite individuations in a virtual/actual circuit. They are additive rather than substitutive, and immanent rather than transcendent, executed by functional complexes of currents, switches, and loops, caught in scaling reverberations and fleeing through intercommunications from the level of the integrated planetary system to that of atomic assemblages. Multiplicities captured by singularities interconnect as desiring machines, dissipating entropy by dissociating flows, and recycling their machinism as self-assembling chronogenic circuitry. Okay. This is 100%. The snake is on the Ziggy Z tab? You mean this one? Okay.
A cyberpunkette, an expert in both feminist theory and cybernetics, would end up departing later due to her growing distaste with the CCRU's direction under Land. And like an angry ex, he would evolve it into something even darker, anti-egalitarian and anti-humanitarian. During this time, Nick and the CCRU would start to co-opt Accelerationism, a term originally coined by Benjamin Noyes in his book Persistence of the Negative. The original concept references Marx and Engels' idea of capitalism having played a revolutionary role in feudalism, and suggesting capitalism might need to be accelerated towards its internal contradictions and transformed into what would be called communism. Nick Land took this a step further and suggested in his 1994 essay, Meltdown, that we should accelerate capitalism so hard that it should explode into some secret third thing. By this point...
Holy shit. It's the HDR color spaces.
By this point, his writing goes from PhD grad to dude screaming in the street you try not to make eye contact with. To quote him,
Meltdown has a place for you as a schizophrenic, HIV-positive, Chinese Latino addicted LA hooker with implanted mirror shades and a bad attitude. Blitzed on a poly mix of synthetic serotonin and female analogs. You have just iced 3 touring cops with a highly cinematic 9mm automatic.
And with this acceleration of capitalism evolution with no restrictions, including any value for human life, Land would birth fundamentals of accelerationism! At least the modern one. But not before doing more amphetamines until crashing out so hard he'd vanish. And then respawn years later in Shanghai. It would be during this time that Nick Land would come back online to publish his riveting works, such as Hyperracism on the alternative right blogspot. A notable, if not the most prolific of his works during this time period would be The Dark Enlightenment from 2012, in which he would say things like, democracy is bad, actually, aligning with a Mencius Moldbug, aka Curtis Yarvin, on things such as the Enlightenment was stupid and also dumb. To give a brief summation, he argues for neo-social Darwinism, anti-Abrahamic theism, anti-white nationalism, anti-racial nationalism, anti-progressivism, anti-conservatism, anti-democracy, anti-equality, and pro-hierarchy to crush all at the bottom, unless of course it's him. Surprisingly, this work is better researched and weirdly less inflammatory than more currently popular Nicks of a flank-as variety. The Dark Enlightenment, though, still hits a bit of psychology, sociology, and biology, which of course Nick Land admits he never actually formally studied, but it seems like any proficiency in comp sci wasn't necessary for him to be taken seriously in AI either. Yet, what might be most misunderstood about Nick Land is that, above all, he is a man of the arts, and as such, he enjoys nothing more than the stage. Ian Hamilton Grant, one of Land's students...
Why are you watching this? Because the creator of this video is apparently in town and wants to chat about this. I'm just trying to think if there's anything here that's relevant to anything that we're doing on stream. So I'm thinking... I figure I should watch the video first.
There was always a tendency in all of us to bait the liberal, and Nick was the best at it. And this brings us back to late 2025, where we can see a much older Nick Land at the age of 63, talking about his most recent appearance on Tucker Carlson's podcast. Land says,
Conrad had built a story that I almost was envious about. Like it was, I thought somehow more compelling, more cinematic, actually, than version, as far as I'm concerned.
She's J-Reg's friend? Yeah, she's part of this, apparently Rowan, J-Reg, and a bunch of people are part of like some Toronto creator group. This is how I know this person. But I don't watch like any of their YouTube videos, so I'm not 100%.
Could be realistically attributed.
I don't actually know like what the political views of any of the people in that cohort are. I don't actually even know what J-Reg's political views are, I think.
Alec, actually, then the version, as far as I'm concerned, could be realistically attributed to me. And I thought, I mean, Tucker's response of deep concern was also extremely entertaining, maybe I should say. I don't want to be too frivolous about it. It was very well done, very well done. And the moment where he is captured now 1 million times holding up an image of the numogram is world historic, honestly. I mean, I feel now like that if I went to my grave tomorrow, my role as a kind of entertainer would have been completely vindicated.
Say what you will about the man, but Dr. Nicholas Land knows how to do one thing extremely well: polarize. And perhaps that is a skill reflective of us as a society. Or perhaps it's a skill of those who should be known for exactly what they are: entertainers.
Base. What is their, is this person actually on Tucker Carlson? Becoming the Afro Man lawsuit. Why do I remember that name? Wait, let me... Say your favorite movie series. Third trailer just dropped. Dune. Listen, I like Dune 2. Dune 1 was okay. I just thought Dune 1 was super overrated. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, who joined?
The person you probably remember as the neuroscience caller.
Oh, shit. What's up?
I wanted to pick your brain on US democracy and your conversations with Hutch, if that is okay.
Wait. I'm just saying when I go out of town next. Okay. Can you do this? Can we do this tomorrow?
Oh, no, sure.
Okay.
Wait, what, tomorrow's Wednesday?
It sure is. What, is that a problem for you?
Okay. Sorry, my time, I don't have to, whatever. Or this week would be fine as well if you're okay with that.
What, wait, so was that a yes or no on tomorrow?
Tomorrow or Thursday, if that's fine.
Let's do tomorrow. I'm gonna, let me pencil you in, okay? Chat with neuroscience dude. How does 2 EST sound?
Oh, wait, what is that in?
It's probably like 6 or 7 your time. Fuck, I didn't mean to make that.
Central European. Wait.
It's.
Oh, 8 p.m.
8
Yeah,
o'clock.
no, sure.
Okay.
That works. Sure.
Okay. You're in.
Cool. Thank you. I'll write something up.
Okay.
See you tomorrow. Stay safe.
Careful. Save America Act headed to Senate floor as message from House. This occurs when a Senate bill returns with amendments. Importantly, this makes it privileged and can be laid before Senate via non-debatable motion and thus majority vote. Wait, what? This bypasses a debatable motion to proceed, which would be required to get a non-privileged bill onto the Senate floor. A debatable motion to proceed is, of course, subject to a filibuster. By using a bill coming over as a message, the bill can go directly to floor consideration. Once motion to lay message before the Senate is agreed to, consideration begins. I don't understand any of this. Wait, what? Like as a text message? I don't understand any of how these parliamentary rules or how... Holy shit.
Well, let's see if he would have purged. Yeah, he's purging.
Wait, was this so?
Record. It's actually record.
That's a really good time, right? Did he throw?
It's actually record. It's actually record.
Oh wait, what happened? Did he already throw? He forgot beds. Oh, don't you need those?
That's
and
so
it purged immediately and everything? Oh no. What is the XQC time that he needs to beat? $14.27, $14.28. Damn.
James Pill.
Deputy suing rapper Afroman say viral lemon pound cake video brought threats and distress. Okay. Jesus Christ. The occult, Kabbalah, the Antichrist's newest manifestation, and how to avoid the mark of the beast. This is a Tucker Carlson podcast from 5 months ago. Did Taylor Lorenz say if she was going to come on again? No. I felt like she kind of challenged me, but then it feels like she didn't think I would say yes, so then she changed her mind and then said she was never coming on again. So I don't know. Pierre Omidyar forbids it.
You don't have any levels of introspection.
Yes, zero, as little as possible.
Why?
Move forward, go. Yeah, I don't know. I found people who dwell in the past get stuck in the past. It's a real problem, and it's a problem at work and it's a problem at home.
So,
what?
I've read obviously 400, I think now 10 biographies of history-based entrepreneurs, and that was one of the most surprising things. Like, what's the most surprising thing that you've learned from this? So like, oh, they have little or zero introspection. Yeah. Like Sam Walton didn't wake up.
Wait, what does this guy do again? Why is this guy even fucking Mark Andreessen? Where did he make his money? He co-founded and later sold the software company Opsware to Hewlett Packard and co-founded Ning. Okay. Oh, just a venture capitalist. Oh boy.
Thinking about his internal self. He just woke up. He's like, I like building Walmart. I'm going to.
Every single time I've heard this guy speak, I feel like I'm hearing the stupidest shit imaginable. Every single fucking time.
Walton didn't wake up thinking about his internal self. He just woke up. He's like, I like building Walmart. I'm going to keep building Walmart. I'm going to make more Walmarts, and just kept doing it over and over again.
And you probably know, if you go back, before 100 years ago, it never would have occurred to anybody to be introspective. Like, it's the whole idea of, I mean, just all of the modern conceptions around introspection and therapy and all the things that kind of result from that are, kind of manufactured in the 1910s, 1920s.
Say more about that.
Great men of history didn't sit around doing this stuff at any prior point, right? It's all a new construct. It was well. So.
Oh shit! Wait, I had a mini brain blast. There. Okay, I my confidence on this is literally negative percentage points. Okay, so I don't whatever. But like part of this like weird Dark Enlightenment group. So like the thing that we just watched a video on is like these people. I think that all the people that stem from this literally believe that everything that came from the Enlightenment is like bad. So like liberalism and like manifestation of egalitarianism in law, I guess introspection, like all of these like things that came from Enlightenment era thought are like all bad things. Like we need to be anti-democratic and we need to be like individualism. Yeah, individualism is bad. Liberal principles are bad. All these things are bad, and we need to go back to something, I guess. And it's always funny because like the people that say this are like people that would die in 2 days, like on a fucking island. But I don't know.
Didn't sit around doing this stuff at any prior point, right? It's all a new construct. It was so first Western civilization had to kind of invent the concept of the individual, right, which was like a new concept, several hundred years ago, and then for a long time it was all right. The individual runs, right, and like does all these things and builds things and builds empires and builds companies and builds technology, does all these things, and then kind of this kind of guilt-based whammy, kind of showed up from Europe, a lot of it from Vienna, 1910s, 1920s, Freud, and all that entire movement, and kind of turned all that inward and basically said, okay, now we need to basically second guess the individual. We need to criticize the individual. The individual needs to self-criticize, right? The individual needs to feel guilt, needs to look backwards, needs to dwell on the past. It never resonated with me.
Okay. Hold on. Somebody linked a good picture. I have to tweet it. I'm sorry. Imagine being a billionaire so retarded that you can say 400 years ago introspection didn't exist while philosophy 101 students are reading Socrates and Plato. Wow. Based Tim Miller. Tim Miller warns Hassan that the revolution will come for him too after Piker chimed in with an inshallah over future President AOC garnishing assets. New Dems are just as bad as Trump tweet. Yeah, I saw it. I don't care. All right. Okay. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Good luck. Be on your best behavior. We're going to see. I feel like I'm banning half of chat today. Good luck. They're big bans too, okay? 1 sec. Wow, good job. We don't have to ban that many people. So proud of you guys. Somebody just said U.S. airports are shutting down.
Good. Trump. Let's take a listen to one more woman who we spoke with. If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You are a worthless pile of
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad.
Jesus.
Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Trump.
Did you get a lot of delays on your flights? One flight. Well, I only had one flight, and it was delayed. Yeah. But what are you going to do? U.S. says it may be forced to shut down some airports over funding standoff. Well, these are probably going to be, yeah, smaller airports. Probably airports that you've never heard of before and don't matter that much. Most accurate Strait of Hormuz battle simulator. Okay. Based. Yeah, I saw Trump is apparently talking about attacking or taking Cuba in some size, shape, or form. I don't know what that means when he says that. I don't know if he knows what that means when he says that. Apparently Cuba's having like a huge humanitarian crisis right now where they're having to shut off like a ton of the energy in the country because it's just like completely fucked right now. So whatever. Yeah. This is 100% Marco Rubio. Like maybe, yeah. Do your parents support taking Cuba? Probably. Any Cuban would support literally any U.S. intervention action related to Cuba. Have you seen this Tulsi tweet? Am I schizo, or is this worded very carefully to suggest she agrees with the guy that quit? Donald Trump was overwhelmingly elected by the American people to be our president, commander-in-chief. As our commander-in-chief, he is responsible for determining what is and is not an imminent threat, and whether or not to take actions he deems necessary to protect the safety and security of our troops, the American people, and our country. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence is responsible for helping coordinate and integrate all intelligence to provide the president and commander-in-chief with the best information available to inform its decision. After carefully reviewing all the information before him, President Trump concluded that the terrorist Islamist regime in Iran posed an imminent threat, and he took action based on that conclusion. How is this supposed to be in favor of the guy who quit? Are you implying that she's saying the third paragraph was sarcastic, kind of, because that guy would have known better and was giving Trump all the information about it?
Steve, great job. Deputy First Minister of Northern Ireland, and they get along so well. I saw that. You get along very well together. That's the way it's supposed to be, huh? I don't know if I should be promoting...
Because she didn't back Trump's statement that Iran was a threat. Oh, because she's just saying Trump reviewed everything and he decided that. Oh, that might be, maybe. Yeah, maybe, actually.
Merger. I love mergers, but I didn't... we're going to get in a little trouble. We're going to get in more trouble with that than the beauty. But Emma, Little... Pengali, thank you very much, Emma. Thank you very much.
Okay. More pokey slop. Pokey rage baiting.
Does anybody else remember?
Oh, I think I responded to this tweet. I don't understand this at all. Unless they're just, maybe there are newer games, I'm just not aware of something.
Does anybody else remember when men were so nice to girls in gaming? Like, I remember when I first started gaming, if a guy found out that you were a girl, they treated you like a unicorn. They would give you free stuff. They would be so freaking nice. Whereas nowadays, I feel
like that, give you free stuff, this has to be a rage bait, right? Or a troll or something? Or is this AI? Maybe it's not even real?
Like girls are afraid to even like use their mic in game or reveal that they're a woman online. And I feel like I could talk about this topic for hours, how and why things have changed. But for starters, I'm just so curious. Does anyone else remember? Does anybody else remember?
She's a god tier rage baiter? If it's rage bait, then A+. You can go home with a fresh start. Receive a free flight home and a $2,600 exit bonus when you use CBP Home to self-deport. Wait, was it $1,000 before? Why is it $2,600 now? Where do these numbers even come from? $2,000 flight, $600 cash. This is free flight home. What do you mean?
You know, I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, if it...
Why the fuck does he do this thing where his fingers are like on the desk like this? Like he's a little guy. This thing, why does he do this?
You know, tourism and everything else. It's a beautiful island, great weather. They're not in a hurricane zone, which is nice for a change, you know. They won't be asking us for money for hurricanes every week. But...
Is that true? Do the hurricanes just only go up to Florida? They don't go to Cuba at all?
But I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. You know, when will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now. They were for a long time. Very violent leaders. I think Cuba, I don't know, in its own way, if you know, tourism and everything else.
Very violent. When you're a celebrity, they just let you do it. They just let you take their countries. Alex Jones shutting down next month. What?
I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
Come back. I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
How long are you in Austin?
Couple weeks.
Here for South by Southwest.
We're not here for it, but we're here during it. You know, one of the reasons I came down here is I was going to be playing poker at the lodge, and then the state shut them down. I'm pissed about it.
What's weird was I texted you a
up.
week ago. Somebody texted me and said, "Hey, Tim's here. Come on the show." I'm like, "Am I supposed to be on your show?" Like, I don't know, but play poker. But
yeah. Well, we want to do a poker game with you and a few other people. Not so much about poker, but about having fun, goofing off, and I think it'd be really fun to play a game.
I'm ready. I'm ready. But don't follow me at Real Life Shows on X, Infowars.com. We're getting shut down. We beat so many attacks, but finally we're shutting down like the middle of next month.
Wow.
It's gonna be insane what happens. People,
Yeah. So
the
this
fake
is
receiverships, the fake auctions, all of it's happening right now.
So what are you gonna do? You're launching a new thing, or what are you doing?
Yeah, all comes down. We'll be fine.
All right. Well, are you leaving? Is that why you're saying all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am exhausted, brother.
Well, it's good to have you.
I was since 4 a.m. Unless you can do a table dance for me.
No.
Not on this table.
None of this. Yeah.
Maybe
no.
next time.
These things are probably like
Yeah,
$20.
it's
really
not
going
to withstand anybody.
Oh no, these are okay.
Well, my wife over there. But
pull it
Maybe
off.
do a table dance.
Where's she?
You sound tired. You should look like falling asleep.
Exhausted.
Have a nice rest, man.
Well, it's good having you, brother.
It's a little wild to me that
come
after
back whenever you
all the shit that's happened, Alex Jones is still around making the rotation. Well, imagine how sad your life is as Alex Jones when like the biggest political conspiracy theory thing of all time comes up, the Epstein stuff, and you can't really talk about it much at all because it's implicating all of your conservative guys. Like that's got to be brutal, man.
We're gonna go for hours, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go for another 2 hours.
I want to come back.
You are allowed. That is always that is acceptable.
Here for 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Do not visit Real Life Shows on X. Do not follow it.
Too late. They're there right now.
Dangerous.
Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there. We're like,
Okay. Marathon players keep spamming meows at Shroud over proxy chat.
Meow. Meow.
Oh, it's these guys again. God damn it, it's these guys again. The meowers. Wait. Before you do it, can you all meow at the same time? In unison. I need to hear all three of your voices, please.
You think they can pull this off? Oh,
Yeah. You're close.
I thought they were going to pull it off.
Ah, nice try, guys. Nice try.
Yeah.
Wow. Forson throws the record about not having enough wood. Oh, was this when he didn't have the beds or whatever?
Any Jackbox with Justin later. Jackbox is glue, I'm afraid. They got rid of daylight savings and it killed Shibley. It made Shibley pass away. Shibley is no longer with us.
Insider meme, I just don't understand. Kickstreamer Hampto Brando knocks a dude out right in front of police.
Do it! Yeah, do it for the content. Fuck it, dude. Yeah. All right, it's Hampton Brandon.
He's an NL orbiter impersonating NL. Yeah, I got that. I don't know what Chibley is or whatever.
This guy's he's famous. He's famous. He's famous though.
Oh shit.
He's famous. Roy, he's autistic. Officer, he has autism. He's autistic.
What are you doing? What are you... That's alright. What are we watching?
Alright, tase him.
Uh-oh. Was the officer just watching them fight?
Alright, tase him. Wait, we gotta get the footage. Officer, he's autistic. Officer, he has
He stomped his head. I don't know if you caught it.
tase him.
Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. That was bad. I didn't see that. You're gonna... That's pretty bad. Oh, shit.
He's autistic. Officer, he has autism. Officer, he's autistic.
What are you doing?
No! Arrest him. Arrest him. You're a dickhead.
What are you doing? What are we watching? He's attacking him while he's being arrested? Why?
Get up.
Whoa, what?
You out of your fucking mind? I'm sorry, I'm autistic. I'm autistic. Yes, sir. Hang on.
What is happening? Okay. I don't. Okay.
Am I a pretty good driver?
No, this is actually borderline towing the line right now.
What? I mean, if my eyes were closed, actually, truly, I wouldn't be able to be driving so effectively.
Oh my God.
Is this some filter thing or whatever?
He's doing that with his eyes closed. Okay, out of context, yeah, do not try that.
I need
a filter.
Studio audience. I need a studio audience soundboard. Holy shit.
Is a f***ing filter. As you can see, in reality, he's looking. Please don't clip this out of context. All right. Whew.
What if this is reality and the eyes are a filter, though?
Hour it'll go like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Time for a snack. And it'll say some other stuff like that.
Uh-oh. Another car accident. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 255. Hold on.
If he is there, let me see if his car is there. I want to say hi and bye. Then after we can go to Walmart. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa. That is my mistakes. Oh, whoa, whoa. Then after we can go to Walmart.
Sorry, I don't even know what the fuck happened. Wait, hold on. Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, he's just running a red light. What? Was he? Just...
If he is there, let me see if his car is there. I want to say hi and bye. Then after we can go to Walmart. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Okay. He's colorblind. Okay. I don't think that matters, but okay.
Oh, so it's getting wider.
Where are you from?
If I fall, I could fall. Please walk on the right side. Whoa! Dude!
Oh, fucking live.
Yo, are you okay?
No.
Are you scared?
Why do you always make me do shit like that?
It's a content. It's for stream.
Oh.
Why do you always make me do shit like that?
Never understand being hostile about it or being rude about it, but I understand being upset and I understand voicing your opinion. But like, if a game comes out and you don't want to play it and you've never played it, shut the fuck up. No one cares.
True.
Like, we don't need to hear that you weren't into it. Like, what is with this? Oh my god, I'm so upset they decided to make this game that I have no interest in. Like, I'm not running to the internet every time there's like a TV show on. Well, I'm not watching any TV show.
We don't have enough food. Ah, come on, man! Oh my god, I don't have the food.
Shout out the Minecraft server. How do you connect to the official DGG Minecraft server? Ah! mc.destiny.gg. Wow. You can go to mcdgg.net for rules. Wow.
Assassination being staged? Tapped out sent $25. Thoughts on the Butler assassination being staged? There's a dark video on X that draws the conclusion that Trump is Messiah Ben Joseph. Right ear being pierced in public can signify
I'm just
Jewish
going to
slavery.
become liberal. Like, I just have to become liberal at this point. I can't do it anymore. It's like I've so gone in the other direction. That, like, seriously. This is what it's become. This is what it's turned. It wasn't like this before. It really wasn't. It turned into this. And now everything's fake. Everything's a conspiracy. It's AI. The Netanyahu's a deep fake. Trump is a deep fake. Butler was fake. Charlie Kirk was fake. Venezuela was fake. Everything's the Iran is fake. Nukes are fake.
Oh yeah, what was this recently? I feel like were Anna and Jenk even running with this idea that Netanyahu was putting out AI videos because he was actually dead? Like, are these people going to kill themselves when Israel doesn't lose and Israel doesn't disappear in the next 5 or 10 years? Like,
It's all of it. Everything is like this now. Bro science, schizo nonsense that doesn't even make sense. 5D chess, voting Republican no matter how bad it gets. It's like I'm just so beyond that.
Elon Musk sent $20. Caroline Levitt on X. Ben Shapiro tapped out sent $25. Thoughts on the Butler assassination being staged? There's a dark video on X that draws the conclusion that Trump is Messiah Ben Joseph. Right ear being pierced in public can signify
I'm just
Jewish
going to
slavery.
become liberal. Like I just...
From this care package, and it includes
Jesus. Wait, what? Just silence the whole time.
Fuck it.
Oh.
The fuck is taking so long?
Why does it take the PS5 so long to just mark a sector of a drive as writable? Or what's going on? Or is it like a glitch? Oh, hold on. I'll uninstall the next thing. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, it must have been glitched or something.
good time, spamming and shit, fucking around. I don't cut on the game so the same niggas that would be bitch, pussy ass niggas in person can stalk me. So, nah, we not doing that. Just keep it cool. We done with fighters.
What else does he
the
play?
Fatal Fury? I ain't playing that anyway, so it don't matter. Nah, I ain't playing no fighters. Smash don't count. That's like our group effort type thing.
Uh-oh.
But this sakura is kind of different sakura. How do I say? Alternative sakura. How do I say? Red sakura, red sakura. But it's not ordinary sakura. This red sakura can be bloomed in early than other ordinary sakuras like that. That tree is ordinary sakura's tree. So they are still not blooming though, but this red sakura can be bloomed more earlier like this. And this one is more looks pinky like this. And the proper sakura, ordinary sakura, looks like more whitey.
Okay.
Okay, but that doesn't help me, does it? Because, what? Whoa! Whoa, that's called the error skip. I just invented it. Notify the internet. I just invented that skip. Alright? It's called the error skip. Ah!
Okay. Okay. Wait, what? Did he say this? I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. Then why did you... Wait, then why was he...
Your director of national counterterrorism, Joe Kent, he just resigned today. He said he can't support your conflict with Iran. What's your reaction to that? And did you
Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they wanted to do something about it. And many people, many of the greatest military scholars are saying for years that president should have taken out Iran because they wanted a nuclear weapon. They were, if we didn't do the attack,
all the experts,
or if I'll go a step further, if I didn't terminate the Iran nuclear deal given to us, one of the worst deals ever made by Barack Hussein Obama. Remember when they sent Boeing 757?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Deals ever made by Barack Hussein Obama. Remember when they sent Boeing 757s over there loaded with cash? Hundreds of millions of dollars. You would have been very happy. This was a wonderful, they said hundreds of millions. People forget that. Does anybody remember?
The conspiracy theory, I think it wasn't 600 billion in cash, or was it 300 billion in cash? I remember this was one of the conspiracies that they said was Obama was flying planes of cash over to Iran or whatever.
Right? You remember hundreds of millions of dollars in a Boeing 757. I think they had two of them loaded. They took the seats out and they put cash. And it was so much that there wasn't a bank in Virginia, Maryland, or D.C. that had any money left. They stripped them of all their money, put it into place, sent it to Iran, almost as ransom. That's not going to happen with Trump. And nobody ever did anything about it. Nobody ever said anything about it. Can you imagine if I did that? So they've been a threat for a long time. But they've really been a threat. If I didn't terminate Obama's horrible deal that he made, the Iran nuclear deal, you would have had a nuclear war 4 years ago. You would have had nuclear holocaust, and you would have had it again if we didn't bomb the site. So when somebody is working with us that says they didn't think Iran was a threat, we don't want those people because, and there are some people.
Why didn't they nuke us when Biden was president? Well,
I guess I would say that, but they're not smart people or they're not savvy people.
Pakistan just hit a hospital in Afghanistan, killing 400 plus and wounding hundreds more. Why are they fighting? The United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran in the Middle East. This, despite the fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we are doing and that Iran cannot in any way, shape, or form be led of a nuclear weapon. I'm not surprised by their action, however, because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting these same countries, to be a one-way street. We will protect them, but they will do nothing for us, in particular, in a time of need. Pretty sure the only time we've called in Article 5 was for the Iraq War. I don't think it's ever been called in besides that. And everybody did come to fight with us, but okay. The Trump administration is considering a new strategy for throttling the country's offshore wind industry after federal judges blocked its 5 previous attempts to stop wind farms under construction off the East Coast. Senior administration officials are drafting settlement agreements that would pay nearly $1 billion to Total Energies, the French energy company behind 2 wind farms off New York State and North Carolina, according to documents reviewed by the New York Times, including copies of the agreements. Under the terms of the proposed settlements, the Interior Department would cancel the leases in federal waters for the 2 projects known as Attentive Energy in Carolina Long Bay. The documents show the Justice Department would then pay more than $928 million to Total Energies, reimbursing the company for its winning bids and lease sales during the Biden admin. And then in exchange, they would abandon its plans to begin building the wind farms. Jesus Christ. Idaho House passes trans bathroom ban with 5-year prison sentence. What does that mean? What was the punishment for? Was it a 5-year? Wait. Did I read this right? If you go to the wrong bathroom, is that a 5-year prison sentence? Anti-transgender bills have moved across the U.S. Created a bathroom bounty hunter system across the state. The bill, HB 752, which is now moving to the Senate, states that any person who knowingly and willfully enters a restroom or changing room in a government-owned building or a place of public accommodation, a category that includes private businesses, designated for use by the opposite biological sex of such person shall be guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in prison. A second offense within 5 years would be a felony, carrying up to 5 years in prison. There's got to be more language to this. What about when sometimes parents go into the bathroom with, like, if they've got like a child of the opposite sex, they take them to the bathroom of the parent. But like, would your child be charged with a crime? Like if a mom goes to some public place and she has like a 4-year-old little boy, like sometimes they'll just go into the woman's restroom with a boy. Would he get charged with with a misdemeanor crime? Well, no, because he wouldn't be entering or knowingly. I wonder how strict. Like sometimes I think I feel like I've seen this at like sporting events before, where like one bathroom will have a ton of people, so sometimes you run to the other one, or sometimes people start using the other one. Would all those people? Would there be a cop inside, like boom, 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 like machine gunning out misdemeanor crimes to these people? Nice. Any person who knowingly doesn't refuse or guilty of a misdemeanor may be in prison. Any person who pleads guilty to or is found guilty of a violation of this section, a similar statute in another state, or any similar local ordinance for a second time within 5 years of the first conviction, notwithstanding the former judgment or withheld judgment, shall be guilty of a felony and may be imprisoned in the state prison for a period not to exceed 5 years. A felony. Oh, this shall not apply to an individual who enters a restroom or changing room designated for the opposite sex in any of the following circumstances: to perform custodial services or maintenance, to render medical assistance, to provide law enforcement assistance, or to supervise any arrestee, detainee, to provide services or to render aid during a natural disaster, to use a single-user facility designated for the opposite sex if such a single-user facility is the only facility reasonably available at the time of the person's use of the facility, to use restroom facilities when the person is in dire need of urinating or defecating and such facility is the only facility reasonably available at the time of the person's use. How would you even test for this? What? This is so fucking retarded. It's such a stupid fucking concept. I really had to go. I don't think you did. I don't think you did really have to go. I think that was some bullshit. You just wanted to go in the wrong fucking bathroom. It's penis inspection time. Jesus Christ. Like, imagine getting hyped up over this shit. You're like, yeah,